What's the mentality of your team, and how excited are they to be going into their championship part of the season?
I think the mentality of my team's pretty solid right now. We've hit an enormous amount of meets on the road, and they've come in and kind of took care of business and move on. And I think they're excited about it, but I think they've got also a balance about it, and that's really important because you get to these championship meets, and sometimes you make them out bigger than they should be, and that can affect your performance. Where I think the way we've been conditioning and training, they're more prepared to go and just to execute and perform and not let the nerves, the fact that it's a bigger meet, really affect them and affect their performance.
Okay. On the men's side, Jordan Gautro's had some great performances this season and set a personal best record in the 1 meter. How do you think this upcoming week's going to go for him?
Well, it's pretty much the ball's in his hand. I think he's done the work. He's been competing great all year long. It's his last year, so I know he wants to make a good impression. So he's done the right thing going in. So I'm looking for a great performance out of him. I think that he has a performance inside of him where he could walk away with a win. He'd have to really dive as optimal and maybe do a few things that we haven't seen, but he's trained and he's good enough to do it. I'd really like to see him do that. I think that he won one of our invite meets this year in Georgia Tech and just shocked everybody because he got up there and just didn't miss a dive and looked great and very strong. And he's done so much work this year in the area of his strength and his power that, it wouldn't surprise me. But obviously I think that he's shown he's in a top 8 competitor in our conference, and I see him finaling and put himself in position to medal.
Okay, and then on the women's side, Julia all year seemed to be in peak performance. She's undefeated on the 3 meter, has the top performance in the SEC on the 1 meter. Is she someone you could see standing on the podium in multiple events next week?
Yeah, I mean, if Julia is on and she gives her best performance, there's not too many people that really are going to be able to hold their own with her. And I can say that now because of how much progression she's made since the Olympic Games. And she came out of those games with fixing some critical things immediately and made some adjustments. And she's a much more seasoned athlete now. So I'm so happy with her work and what she's done up to this point that I can't see it not just continuing. And obviously we got our eyes on the NCAAs and World Championships this year is also on the radar scope, and so you have to weigh all that stuff out. But I'm really trying to get her to a point where she's able to maintain a high level of diving into every meet that she goes into, because with our schedule the way it is, you can see it's difficult to peak. You kind of go to the conference championships, you turn around, you go to zones, and you go to NC2As, and she turns around, goes to world trials, and then world championships. That's a lot, and so, but she's tough, and she's learned to do that. So I think the whole team's kind of prepared that way, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and then same question I asked McGee. For this to be considered a successful meet to you, what do y'all need to do in Knoxville?
I think it's just being able to go in there and be free. And let me explain that. I think a lot of athletes, they go to big meets and different things like that, and they get nervous and sometimes they can't quite make themselves do what they want to do. I think this team's a place where they can get to that place and be free. In other words, when they're going out to do a dive, if they go out and they're free and it doesn't work out, it's different than when you go and you don't succeed and you're nervous and you got some emotions in it, okay? The person that's free, may miss something, but man, I gave it my best, I was in control, I didn't get nervous. Those kinds of things I think are important, and obviously if someone's free with the talent and the amount of work that these guys have put into it, they're going to be real successful. So I think that would be, if I would say one thing, is do that, and also the coach has got to be free too.
Okay, thank you.